Hey y'all, it's Raizu here, and today we're reacting to Bluelock chapter 324 review. Last chapter, we did see Onazi shoot the ball. We don't know if it got blocked or if Nigeria finally scored against Japan. Let's find out.
This chapter, also called Afterglow, we see the ball, which was sent by Kuso in the previous chapter.
That
It's
pass.
coming closer and closer to Onazi right now, but even with that in mind, it won't be
Haiku,
easy
the
for him,
final wall.
as he has Aiku right ahead of him, who is going to hold him down. Aiku gets out his meta vision and thinks that this will be a one-on-one at the goal box as he looks at the pass and sees that it's a spot-on cross pass. He even breaks his silence and says that it stings. But after that, we see him looking super fired up as he has an aura all around him as he thinks
Oh,
that if he stops Onazi here, then this match will
we're
end
actually getting
peacefully.
some love.
We then see Onazi right
The
underneath
final
him,
wall.
who isn't going to go easy on Aiku and is far from it, as he looks completely locked into the game. After that, Aiku once again flexes with his metavision eyes and says that Onazi's shot radius is
His
huge,
metavision
and he very well
is
knows that
OP.
he's got to brace himself for a possible mid-air shot. He sees Onazi and the ball coming closer to each other, and thinks about all the possible positions where Onazi could take the shot from, and Aiku breaks it down to 4 possible shot patterns.
He first
He
did
starts to
it
look a
in
bit
the
worried, as he says
U20
that it means
match.
that his odds for
Not
stopping
U20,
him are
the
1
I
in
maybe it
4.
was, I
But
forgot.
suddenly Onazi
But when
looks
we
to
first
his
saw
right,
Aiku, it
where he
was
sees
getting
none
really
other than a
good.
wild Isagi sprinting with all that he can towards them. He says that he's 1 step ahead and calls Onazi a shining bastard.
It was a
Aiku
U20
seems
match. I'm
super
tripping.
surprised by this guest visit by Isagi, but Isagi on the other hand looks super manic as he has puzzle pieces all around him, and also his metavision eyes out as he says that he's going to crush this shot course.
Oh,
Aiku
come on,
then
Aiku, you
focuses
gotta
his
block
attention
this.
on Isagi as he looks at him and compliments him, but also calls him a puppy. We then get back to Aiku's
Okay,
brain,
Isagi,
as he says
I
that
see you.
Isagi's ramming into Onazi to cut off that course. This means that if he wants to shoot from that position, then he's only got one option. Aiku looks super determined as he goes towards them, and thinks that he can crush and stop Onazi now, as he has boiled down that the odds of stopping him are 1 in 1. However, Onazi quickly notices that Aiku is close in, and because of that, he does everything he can to slightly change his body's direction, which makes the ball hit his chest and bounce off it. Aiku, who even had his metavision eyes out, is totally mind-blown, as he can't believe that Onazi twisted his body to then make a reverse chest trap.
Oh,
Isagi also looks at this pretty shocked, and thinks that
then
Onazi's
same
never done
traps like
anything like that
Nagi.
before, and thinks that he threw off his press timing, but still, he thinks that they should be pretty fine, as the goal is behind them after all.
He's going for a
However, it isn't
bicycle?
going to play out as Isagi wants it to, as Onazi all of a sudden looks to be a karate master,
What?
as he legitimately takes some distance before he jumps up and spins around midair to then face the ball.
Oh,
Isagi is just looking at him like he has to be kidding. He even says damn, and thinks that Onazi revived the lost shot course. He then takes his metavision eyes out once again
oh,
and says that he's
his
awakened.
eyes.
Kuso also
And
looks
Nazi's
towards
awakened.
Onazi and can't believe his eyes at the sight of this newly awakened beast, as he says that this is a new Onazi, but the one who has to be the most shocked out of all of them has to be Onazi, who we can see is actually unlocking Predator
Predator,
eyes
yep.
just like that in the
Baru.
heat of the match.
Same eyes
Onazi
Baru
can't
has.
believe the feeling that he is feeling and says that inside him, there's still a part of him that can make him this excited. After that, he does this insane shot, and like, honestly, this panel is just wild. Like, it looks so insanely
The impact on a
good.
shot
However,
is
just when you
crazy.
thought that Onazi would get a goal and somewhat prove the fraud allegations wrong, it all
Well,
comes
who's there?
crashing down as we see Aiku,
Aiku.
who has a huge smile on
He's
his
there.
face as he tells Onazi that his talent's blooming, but that he is also blooming. And because of that, we can clearly see that Aiku managed in the last split second to just slightly touch Onazi's shot, which directed the
That's
shot
all he
away.
needed.
Onazi also pulls this funny looking face as he can't believe what just happened. Just when he thought that he had awakened and would score, he just gets completely shut down.
But Aiku,
He looks at the shot
the
and
GOAT.
thinks that Aiku deflected it and wonders how that's even possible. So let's get into how that is possible then. As we get into Aiku's brain, who says that Isagi spurred on their enemy's awakening, while at the same time firing up Aiku himself. He explains that to be fully honest, they had no idea what kind of awakening would happen, but he was signaling that he should expect a play that they have never seen before. And it's all thanks to that mindset that his toes were waiting for that instant to react, and he calls it a new type of predictive defense to kill an awakening. And guys, do you hear that? Because that is truly wild, but we'll get more into it later. Anyway, Aiku looks back towards the ball and tells the ball to miss, while Kuso, funnily enough, tells it to go in. Hey, it's Natsu mid-editing here, and why not? And is going to try and stop it. However, he thinks that this is just too much for him, and it looks like he missed it.
Shout out
But
my boy.
thankfully, the ball hit the crossbar and bounced out, which leaves Kuso looking
That's all
completely
you needed for
destroyed,
it to not
which is a
get a
bit
goal.
funny, as I can get
That
behind
small
Kuso's
touch
slander.
from Aiku.
However, the Nigeria players that are still in the game and wants to do their all, they all comes rushing towards the ball. Like we even see
Second
Obogona
ball,
being here right in the front line as he is going to the ball.
and he's a
While
defender.
Kuso, well, he's pretty much just spectating at this point. Anyway, the Nigerian players breaks through Aryu and Nico, and we see Karasu, Raichi and Rio all looking super worried as the ball is going towards the goal. However, who else would it be that comes in the last minute and saves the goal if it wasn't the Shark Boy Corona, who
Ooh,
right as Bella was
Corona.
going to kick it into the goal. Corona was there to shut him down and stop it from happening, and he looks
That's
super
some good
cool as he
defense
tells them
from
that they
Aiku,
are not
Corona
going to
too.
score. After that, we see the commentators and the crowd being super hyped up as the commentators screams that Ranz Corona has cleared the ball. After that, we get to the bench where we see Ego, who has a super dark shadow around him, which makes him look like the ultimate anime villain. But anyway, he says that this
Ego
is a
always
perfect
on
victory.
some type of
We
timing,
then
bro.
see Zantetsu
Mysterious.
and Nanase being super ecstatic over this save, and we also see Shidu, Baru, Hiyori, and Chigiri all sitting patiently on the bench. Anyway, then back to Ego, who says that the 45 days of training that led to this day, the flawless execution of their various
It
tactics,
paid off.
plus Isagi's top suggestion, and now Rin's new pattern, all led to this. Henri just tries to be supportive and nods and agrees with Ego. After that, we see Onazi looking back towards the ball, and not only he but everyone has their eyes glued towards the ball, while Ego continues his little speech and says that this is the U20 World Cup victory they seek, calling it the ideal first victory for the pack of egoists he's created. He then puts his glasses up, once again just like a supervillain, and compliments Bluelock on their first match. However, meanwhile, our boy Ego here thinks that it's over. The star boy, Izagi, doesn't really agree as the ball lands
Isagi
directly on his
in
neck,
his
and
mode.
as he looks totally absorbed in the game, he tells Bluelock that it isn't over yet, and his puzzle pieces are just going completely wild. Anyway,
The art is
Ego,
insane.
who sees this, looks
The puzzle
super
pieces
shocked,
in the
which might be the
back.
first time we have really seen him super shocked, but he must be blown away by
Oh, what's Ego
Isagi's insane
thinking?
determination, which I
His
feel like he
face.
should be used to at this point. But still, after that, the timer shows that 1 extra minute has been added to the time, and we get back to Isagi, who asks Bluelock if they are all actually satisfied, and he looks so cool. Sorry for glazing Isagi so much, but like, how could I not when he looks like this?
No, that panel
Anyway, that's chapter
is sick. I ain't gonna
324,
lie.
and luckily for us, there will be no break this week. The next chapter will be called something along the lines of The Student Becomes the Master, or
Student
something
becomes a
similar. He took me
master.
by surprise.
What could that? If the student becomes a master? I don't know what that could mean. Like, I don't know, somebody on Nigeria, that's not on Nazi locks in. I don't know. We're gonna find out though. But hey, this panel right here, I'm surprised. Like, I thought he would have scored this for sure. But Aiku coming in clutch like always. Hey, top tier defender, but final wall. If you need him, bro, he's gonna be there. And also Corona being there, bro. Hey, shout out both of them. But defenders are on timing right now. I ain't gonna lie. That's it for this chapter. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.